The purpose of this video is to show students how they can modify a given Python Turtle demo program and increase its functionality by carefully copying and pasting and modeling a new part of it off of the existing parts. So here we have a program that when you run it, you see that there are 4 squares. The squares act as buttons because they're linked up with code that uses if statements to respond to the user's click right here. If the click is in a certain area, geometrically speaking, depending on where the click is on the XY axis and all that, it responds by either moving forward, backward, turning left, forward, backward, and clearing what was drawn. Okay, so here goes. The goal will be to add a right turning button because oddly enough, this demo program, you can turn left with your turtle, but you can't turn right. Well, that's for you to figure out, or watch this video and learn from the video. So when I run the program, I notice that the program has already decided where these buttons are physically. And those buttons are placed using nice constants because of the good style in this program. So the left button has a left edge of x equals 50. So this point right here-ish, right about here-ish, the left button as it stands now is about right there on the grid. So I am choosing to put my right button to the right of that. I could put it up here. I could put it over here. But it's going to just look better, I think, if it's right there. So by realizing that whoever coded this program before purposely spaced things out to make it easy to follow with white space, and we're going to highlight those 2 lines of code that are grouped together, Command-C to copy, making room to add white space back to the program to add more, and paste this in here so that there's nice white space above and below this new chunk of code. I've now copied, as you see, those 2 constants. But the right button will need its own pair of constants, and following the scheme of naming things, and that needs to be right, and the word right there. So the button that does right turning has a left edge and a bottom edge. -100, -50, 0, 50, there's a pattern there. I think there's a gap of 50 in between. So stepping this 50 up another 50 would mean that this should be 100 to be logical. All of them are aligned vertically along the y equals 0 point on the y-axis. So I want to keep all of these zeros consistent with it. The zero, that should be 0. Now, right now, you might be foolish and think, well, this program should now have a right button, but it doesn't. It just has 2 constants that can be efficiently used in the code later that will make the button show up where it does. So the next section in this program, variables, does have a variable that has to do with this left. I'm going to copy and paste the code that has to do with the left. Oh, that's a lot of code, but it is what it is. I copy and paste it carefully with my mouse, Command-C. I make room for it, and I've already given you a placeholder for it, this to-do. So deleting that to-do statement, keeping this comment there, pasting with Command-B on my keyboard. Now I have 2 little comments, so I want to change that to just 1. But all of these button lefts should be changed to button rights because it's going to be a right button here. The quick way to do that is to highlight this first one that I want to change and hold down Command F on your keyboard. At this website, Replit, if you do Command F, it gives you this little pop-up that you can manipulate here in this way. And in that pop-up, you can choose what it is that you want to replace what with what. So all the button left occurrences in this code are about to be replaced with button rights. But starting from this spot here, I don't want to change the code that actually does match with the real left button. So with this one highlighted, I click this button right there that's replace. And you'll see it just replaced what I was highlighted on. Next. And I'm rifling through all of this code, changing all the button lefts in this area to button rights. Of course, if you want to come in here with your mouse and delete all those and manually retype them, be my guest. But you're apt to make a mistake like a lowercase r somewhere, or to misspell something, or you're just a slow typist and you're just not really quick at typing. Okay, so I'm coming back down here and I'm doing my replaces. And now it's scooted me way down here on line 255. I don't want to replace stuff down there. That's not my task at this time. Okay, so now that I've basically added some variable that has to do with button right, does it work? No, it still doesn't work. In fact, there's the extra random word left in the middle there. So putting my thinking cap on and figuring this out, all the code for this right button, oh, I missed one of them. This left should have been right, so I missed one. Nonetheless, when I run the program, it still doesn't look right, or it's not going to work correctly. So we still don't have our right button here. Well, there are a couple other occurrences of left that need to be changed to right. This one, I'll do that manually. I'm done with this window right here. Click the X to make it go away. Here. And here, and another spot. Right here. Okay, this caption, the word that shows up in the sort of box left, that should probably be the word right. And I think everything else is good in this section. I run the program, but it still doesn't show up. Oh, but we're so close to having it show up. Only the word right shows up right now, and not the box. So the other area to make changes to is we scroll down, carefully looking at the situation. In the function called setup, there are 4 for loops that match with the 4 buttons. I want a 5th one. So I grab a copy of the 4th one, Command C, make room for it with my mouse, line up the indentation nicely, and do Command V to paste. Line up the indentation if necessary again. Change the word left anywhere that you see it to the word right, and you should be good to go with the right button. I run the code, and it should be right about here. So when I click on it, though, uh-oh, it glitched on me a little bit. I'm going to run the program again. It's weird. Right now, it's glitching on me for some reason. This whole project. That might be a general network error here on my school's end. Yep, and that looks good, but it doesn't work. When you click it, it does not turn right. So the interface, user interface looks good, but the functionality, the user experience is not. That's controlled as we scroll down further, looking for all occurrences of button left so we can change them to button right. Now we scroll down until we see this area right here in DEF define function setup. There was a whole for loop devoted to button left, and now there's one devoted, there already was one devoted to button right. Interesting. So that should work fine. And I'm about ready to run the program and expect it to work. But one last thing here, in handle mouse clicks, anywhere that it said left, I need to copy and paste. and change it to right. Right, right, etc. This is what's going to give the program its functionality, so that when somebody actually clicks the right button, the turtle does move right. Oh, I almost changed width to right when I didn't want to do that. Stay focused. Oh, make misspellings. You'll be rewarded when you see your program work and maybe even other people download it. Okay, I'm running it to test the full functionality of turn right. I'm going to warm up a little bit with some forward movement and some backward movement. I'm going to stretch to the left, maybe stretch some more to the left. Now I should turn right. So from the perspective of the turtle should turn right and be facing north. 3, 2, 1, I click, and it worked. The right mouse button works, and so does the left still. Okay, that's it for this video, how to add a button somewhere. You can always change its location by just changing the constants way up here in the program. That is the numbers of where the button is located. And there are some other things that you can change probably that are related to this. Good luck with that, and let me know if you have any questions.